Now, if you're like me and you were completely confused about Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance, what if I told you that it had everything, yet nothing to do with Drake, but instead about XXXTentacion? Now, if you don't know who X is, he was a very popular artist that reinvented the alt-rap sound all the way back in 2016 with smash hits like Look at Me and Jocelyn Flores and Revenge. But don't get me wrong, X was shrouded in controversy because along with a very violent criminal past, he was also set to start his DV case in October of 2018. But also, this is where things start to get weird. Because just 4 months before he was set trial for that DV case, on June 18th of 2018, XXXTentacion was slain in front of Riva Motorsports. Before the police even knew who they were looking for, people online quickly remembered, hey, I remember X posting something on his story saying exactly who it would be that ended his life. It was, if anyone tries to end me, it was at Champagne Papi that did it. And well, Champagne Papi is Drake, and that was the birth of the conspiracy. You see, because besides the fact that Drake stole X's very unique flow for his most popular song at the time, and even besides the fact that X continually trolled Drake for months and years afterwards on podcasts, on interviews, on IG Live, through Instagram posts, it was X, this random SoundCloud rapper, that leaked to the world that Drake had a kid. Because all the way back in March of 2018, X posted this story onto his story, a screenshot that I can't find anywhere, pretty much just saying he got a kid, he don't take care of his kid, but he claiming he a don. And once Drake saw that, behind the scenes, he was reportedly heated. And the public didn't know for sure. We were all just speculating that he was talking about Drake since he had been on this public tyrant for years at this point, going on about how Drake stole his flow, Drake's a culture vulture, so on and so forth. Until 3 months later, and Pusha T confirmed it to the world in a diss track against Drake that he was indeed hiding a child from the world. Drake went absolutely ghost after that diss track. He was absolutely furious, wondering how that information leaked, and of course, it was someone from his camp. But only 1 month later, after Pusha T puts out that diss and the whole world now knows that Drake has a child, X is dead. And just 11 days after that, Drake drops an album claiming, I wasn't hiding my kid from the world, I was hiding my world from the kid. But then he doubles down on his involvement in the murder of X, starting with songs like I'm Upset, SMS XXX, That's the Only Time I Ever Shoot Below the Neck, or for instance in the song Sicko Mode, where in the music video somebody who eerily represents XXXTentacion gets smashed by a meteor. And Drake continued to lean into it more and more and more, not knowing that Kendrick was watching all of it go down in the shadows. You see, because Kendrick was a huge fan of X, even claiming that he had all of his albums on repeat. Even in 2018, when more evidence came to light about X's DV claims and Spotify took down all of X's music, it was Kendrick that stood up for X, even after his death. More specifically in Not Like Us. See, while Kendrick was just watching from the sidelines and just letting Drake incriminate himself, Drake released his album with 21 Savage, and on that album they had this song called BS, where he says, damn, maybe I should do a 20, maybe I should break that 20, do a 10, maybe I should break that 10, do a 5, then if it gets live, do a 5 once again. If he had held out his tongue on that live, he'd be alive once again. Now, maybe I should do a 20, maybe I should break that 20, do a 10. 10 in Roman numerals is X. Maybe I should break that 10, X, X, do a 5, then if it gets live, do a 5 once again. X, X, 5 plus 5, X, 10. XXX. If XXX would have held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive once again. Kendrick responds nearly 2 years later by saying, put the wrong label on me, I'ma get him dropped. Hey, saying, label me as a father, I'ma get you dropped. Sweet chin music and I won't pass the ox. Hey, I won't let nobody have the music, won't let anybody have the top. Hey, how many stocks do I really have in stock? How much more do I have to say about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5? 5 plus 5 is 10 equals X, the Roman numeral. How much more do I have to say about X? All while simultaneously using X's flow. Hey. The thing that X accused Drake of doing, stealing his flow, for years. Then leads us past Not Like Us to the Super Bowl. Samuel L. Jackson comes in and says, "It's your uncle, Sam." Drake had asked in his Family Matters diss track, Kendrick just opened his mouth, somebody go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at? Samuel L. Jackson, or Uncle Sam, right before playing Peekaboo says, deduct one life. Scorekeeper, essentially saying the money is what controls Drake and to deduct one life. Then performs that song in a giant X at the 30-yard line, breaking down the 20 to do a 10, to then break that 10 to do a 5, then do the 5 once again. 10, 10, 10 equals 30. XXX.